My name is Emily Myrie, and today I will be demonstrating how to make Norwegian pancakes. Norwegian pancakes are similar to crepes. If you know what crepes are, they're just little flat pancakes and they're very thin, and you can put a lot of stuff on them. I prefer crepes and Norwegian pancakes over fluffy pancakes, but this recipe has been in my family for years. My dad used to eat them for breakfast, and they're fun. You can make them as little snacks, or you can make them for breakfast. They're just very good, and they don't take long to make, and they're super simple. I've memorized the recipe by heart now. So the first thing you're going to need to do is have a bowl, and I have right here a large, semi-large bowl. There's a lot of batter for one serving, so if you want, you can double them depending on how much you want to serve. My family is I have a lot of people in my family, so I generally need to double the recipe. So the first thing I'm going to do is you have 1 cup of milk, and you're just going to be pouring this 1 cup of milk into the bowl. Basically, you just pour all your ingredients into it, and I have 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of flour, oops, there we go. And this is a really nifty little thing because it can do both dry ingredients and wet ingredients, so you can put the dry ingredients up here and you just kind of move. It gets stuck sometimes, but it works really well. Then you also have the wet ingredients in here, and it's a little cup, and you got a little lip right here that you can pour it out. So then I'm going to take 2 eggs, and I'm just going to put the 2 eggs and mix it into all of my ingredients. And these 3 ingredients are all you need for this recipe. It's super simple. You can put salt in it if you really want, just a little pinch of salt, but it doesn't really need it, and it doesn't really make any difference. So let me wash my hands. Now I have this spoon, and you're just going to stir up all the ingredients into one big batter. So just stir it all up, and then afterwards I just take a fork and I kind of scrape it off, because you got some flour clumps, stuff that still needs to be mixed in. So you're going to put this aside because I don't really need that anymore. And now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a fork, and I'm just going to kind of be stirring it with a fork, kind of squishing it in there just to get rid of all the extra clumps of flour. Sometimes what I like to do is I kind of like to swish it around and just play with it, basically, because you can never, with this recipe, you can never really over mix it because you want to get it nice and smooth. So it's almost there. Alrighty. And what this will look like is just kind of a flowy little batter. So I'm going to take this over to the stove, and we're going to make pancakes. Alright, so now I'm over here at the stove. I've got my heat set on medium, and I've got my batter and pancake mix right here. Another thing that you want to have by the stove is just a small bowl of sugar, and I'll explain what you do with that when the time comes. And you're going to want to spray your pan, otherwise your pancakes are going to stick to the pan, and that is a mess. I've done that a couple times. It's really annoying. So you spray the pan. Then you're going to take, I have a 1/3 of a cup, little measuring cup with me. You really don't have to have an exact measurement. However big you want your pancake, you can kind of figure that out yourself. But I just use it because it's nice, handy, and it's small, and it's easy to transport the pancake mix over to the pan. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill that up however much you want. Then you're going to take it over here to the pan. Just give it a second. And stick that right there. Make sure it doesn't fall down. What you're going to do now, here's the fun part. This is what makes it flat and thin. You're going to kind of just twist and rotate the pan to kind of spread out that the pancake mix a bit. And when you do, you're going to kind of leave it there to flatten and to cook for a bit and just let it sit for a few seconds. This stuff cooks really fast, so you don't want to leave it on too much. And I have a nifty little spatula here, so I'm going to let that cook. And now, see, maybe I should let it go for a little bit. Just leave that there for a few seconds. 30 seconds is probably the max. If anything, less than that. But I think I put on too much cooking spray, so that's probably why it doesn't cook like it normally should. Now here's what you do. You're going to just kind of, you want to flip the pancake when you see the edges kind of turn a little dry. The middle's going to still look wet, but the edges are going to look dry. See over here it looks kind of dry. So what you're going to do is you're just going to see how that's kind of like, you just kind of want to be careful with it because it's really thin and it's easy to make a flop. So you're just going to edge your way underneath the pancake. And slowly it will come out. Maybe it's not quite done. And make sure you get the edges too. The trick is to try to stay in the middle as much as possible of the pan. Otherwise, the curved edges of the pancake pan, it's super hard to get your pancake off of the curved edges because your spatula is kind of flat. So now what you're just going to do is you're just going to flip it over, and it's going to kind of look like that. Now with the sugar, you're going to take a little bit of sugar, just a pinch, and you're just going to sprinkle it on top. And see, because the pancake is still going to be hot, so the sugar's kind of going to melt on the pancake. So just kind of sprinkle a little sugar on there, just to give it a little sweetness. And that's why we didn't put sugar in the mix itself before, because we sprinkle it on top afterwards. So afterwards, after the first time you flip it, it usually does not take long at all to finish cooking once you've flipped it over. So then you're just going to take it, you're going to kind of fold it over like that, and then you're going to, you can fold it over again if you really want to. Sometimes I make it and fold it into fourths, so that's what I'm going to do right now. And then you just scoop it up, and voila. Then you're going to take a plate, and I've already got one out here, and you're just going to place it on the plate like so. And you're going to set it aside, and then on to the next pancakes. I just finished cooking all the rest of the batter, and we got some pretty nice looking Norwegian pancakes. I did have one flop though, but I threw that one away because it was really nasty and it wasn't very good. So next thing you want to do, obviously, is you dress it up. So you're just going to take one of the pancakes. You can put anything on it. I love putting jelly on it, and I love putting syrup on it. But for right now, I just have some syrup here. And this is optional, but you can put butter on it if you really want to. I prefer it with butter because I kind of like that buttery taste. So I'm just going to put a little butter on. It's really yummy. Now I'm just going to take my golden griddle maple syrup, and I'm just going to just sprinkle some of this on, and it's really good. If you want, you can put a lot of syrup on, but that'd be kind of really swampy. And we already put some some sugar on top of it. So it might be best not to put so much syrup on it, but hey, whatever you want. So, but there's that, and I've got some others too. So you can choose what to put on. And so that is how you make Norwegian pancakes. And I hope you go try it out. I love this. This took all of 20 minutes, if not less. So I hope you really enjoyed this, because I did. And this is the more enjoyable part of it, is actually eating it. So thank you for watching, and I hope you try this out soon.